Hey Stampers, it's Judy Klock here at Stampin' with Crafty Clock, hopping on for a quick little live at lunch. As some of you may know, I am getting ready for my first virtual retreat in a box. It will be April 3rd. And today I am working on some little table gifts to include in my package of goodies that are going to go out to everyone who's participating. So I'm going to show you how to do two really quick things. One is this little easy post-it note cover that you can use for your post-it notes, because we'll be doing some masking in our retreat, and I wanted to make sure everybody had some post-it notes handy for when we do the masking technique. And then who doesn't like some little candy in a cute little box? So these are the two things that we're going to be working on. So let's start with our candy today. So we have these great little 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 acetate boxes. They come in a group of 10, and you can buy these. They're in our current catalog. And I'm just going to go ahead and quickly fold up this box. It's really cute. It's clear. You can put anything in here. It'll hold 3 by 3 note cards if you want to do a set of 3 by 3 note cards and put some little note cards and envelopes in here. It'll hold about 4 of them. We're going to fill it with some candy today. It's going to hold about 10 of these little ice cream flavored chews. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick these in. And this is sticking with our theme of the sweet ice cream bundle that will be featured in the retreat. So we're going to have some little candies in there. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to close that up. Okay. Cute. So I got a little bunch of candies in there. Now I have a piece here of the ice cream designer series paper. This is 9 by 1 1/2, and I've scored it at 2, 2 3/4, 6, and 6 3/4. So I'm just going to wrap it around, and I am going to secure this in the front with a little bit of our liquid glue. And the reason I'm securing it in the front is we're going to go ahead and put some like a die cuts over it, so that'll hide that seam. So when you look at it, you won't see the seam where the two pieces of paper meet. And I can't even get my glue out today. There we go. All right. Just gonna go ahead and pop that on there. Okay, now I've taken, let me just give it a little minute to set. The liquid glue does set pretty quick. You just gotta hold it for a couple of seconds and that will set. There we go. Now I've got here, I've punched out a piece of Pool Party with our 2-inch circle punch. That will sit right there. From a scrap of my soft suede, I've cut out the base of my cone and the top of my cone from Very Vanilla. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to stamp in my early espresso. I'm going to stamp those little like cross hatches on there to make it look like an ice cream cone. I've already got my stuff out. And this is such a fun set. There we go. We're just going to stamp that on there. All right, now we've got that. Now we're going to stamp some sprinkles onto our ice cream cone. And I thought I'd use, keeping it in this sort of the same color family, I'm going to stamp on some Bermuda Bay, and then I'm going to quickly clean this, if I can find my chamois. And then I'm going to stamp it on in some Old Olive. And that will kind of incorporate the colors from my designer series paper. Okay, we'll just put that kind of right there. All right, so now we've got some sprinkles on our ice cream. And you can add more sprinkles. You can use different colors, really whatever you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little Stampin' seal on the bottom of my ice cream cone. All right, I'm going to stick it on there. I want to make sure I'm getting this on camera. And then we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of Stampin' seal on the back of our ice cream cone. And we are going to go ahead and put that on that little circle. It's going to hang off a little bit on the top and bottom. That's all right. That was kind of the look I was going for. Then I'm going to put down like 2 of my dimensionals. And we are just going to pop that right over. We're going to hide that little seam. And voila, we have a nice little belly band for our little box of candy. There's one little table gift. For the next one, we're going to use a piece of cardstock that is 3 1/4 by 6 7/8. And I've scored it at 3 1/4 and 3 5/8. So I'm just going to I want to come in with my bone folder. I want to make sure I get a really nice crease on that. And I'm just going to do the same thing over here. Come in with our bone folder, make sure we've got a nice crease on that. Okay, then I'm going to come in. Now it's going to open this way in like portrait mode. So I'm going to come in. I have my pack, my little stack of, my little pad of Post-it notes. And again, I'm going to use the liquid glue. And the reason I'm using the liquid glue is that this holds really well because, you know, people are going to be pulling off the sheets and you don't want the whole pad to fall out of the little container. Okay, let's hold that down. Now I've also cut a piece of, this is old olive cardstock, by the way. I've also cut a piece of Bermuda Bay that is 3 inches by 3 inches, and a piece of Designer Series paper that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So let's go ahead and attach our Designer Series paper to our cardstock. Oh boy, I am having a rough day today with my Stampin' seal. I think whenever it gets towards the end of the... All right, we're going to put the Stampin' seal down. Okay, here we go. We'll use an old one. When it gets towards the end of the roll, it gets a little wonky. Okay, so I have my old trusty rusty Stampin' seal or Stampin' adhesive. All right. Oh no. Everything isn't working for me today. Okay, there we go. Now we have this. We're just going to kind of put this on. All right, this is so pretty. I've punched out a label, and I'm just going to, if you don't have the sponge daubers and you want to get a little bit of color, you can just kind of roll it in the ink pad. That adds just a little bit of color around the edges. I'm going to come in with my Old Olive, and again, I'm keeping it in the same colors, Bermuda Bay and Old Olive, and I am going to stamp a quick little thank you. And then we're going to put that on, again, with some Stampin' Dimensionals. I love me some Stampin' Dimensionals. And here we have another one of our little table gifts for my Spring Fling virtual retreat in a box. So there's a couple of more surprises. I'm not going to show them all because I want you guys to be surprised when you sign up to register. I'll put a link in the comments so you can register for the Spring Fling if you want. But those are just some of the table gifts I'm including in the box for the people that register. That's it for me at this edition of Live at Lunch. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you next week, right here at 12 noon. Bye, everybody.